Okay, so today we're going to look at the spine. So we're going to be thinking about warming up the upper spine, as that's the part of the body, area of the spine, that we tend to hold a lot of tension around sort of across the front of the chest, through the shoulder blades, but also we have a lot more movement in the lower spine, in the lumbar region. So we tend to rely on that area too much. So what we're going to be trying to look at more is opening the upper spine, but also warming up the whole spine anyway. So let's get started. So coming onto your mat, come onto into child's pose. So pushing the hips deep down onto your heels and reach the arms all the way away, making sure that the hips still stay flat down onto your heels and let the head hang down. As always, take a couple of breaths here, make sure there's a nice bit of space around the neck and the shoulders. So if anything, take the arms a little wider if you're finding your shoulders are feeling really tight. Staying here, press into your hands. If it's comfortable, you can start to sort of drop down onto the jaw, but that might be too strong for the neck or the throat. So just decide what's comfortable for you, reaching the hands a little further away. And beginning to breathe in and around the top of the spine, deep down to your lumbar, down to your pelvis. And then exhale, begin to lift your head, look forwards, and slide your right hand away, like you're bringing a bit of space in through one side of the body. And drop the head down. Reach the hands a little further away. Push the hips behind you. And release. Slowly repeating, look forwards. Reach the left hand a little further away, drop the head down. Again, make sure there's a gap between your upper arm and your ears. Pressing firm into your hands, see if you can reach the hands a little further away. And then exhale, gently release. Slowly come up onto all fours. Spread your fingers, push the hands down to the ground. Inhale, let's start with some cat-cows, opening up through the chest, rippling the spine. Exhale, arching under. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, arching under. Just moving with your breath in your own time, making sure that on the inhalation you're opening, and on the exhalation you're arching the spine in the opposite direction. Squeeze your belly. Open across the chest, the neck, the throat. One more time. And then gently release. Then this time, draw your hips to the left and your head to the left. So you're shortening the left side and you're lengthening the right side. Exhale, bring your right hip to towards your shoulder and your shoulder towards the hip. Again, keep moving, pressing into your hands, stretching and twisting through the center of the body. Rippling through the side of the spine this time. Keep your neck and your shoulders long. One last time, over to the right. And release, come back to the center and then let the hips rock round to the left. Nice big circles. So you're coming over to the right and then round to the left, pushing your pelvis forwards. Try and keep the arms as strong and straight as you can. Feeling that movement come through the torso. Keep your belly engaged to support your spine and then go in the other direction. As always, if you need support underneath the knees, grab cushions or maybe double up on a mat if you've got an extra mat. And then come back to the center. Spread your fingers, turn your toes so you're flexing your feet this time. Open across the chest. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. So you're beginning to so you keep the knee bent, so you're lifting the knee up as high as you can, beginning to arch the spine. Exhale, round your spine, knee to nose. Inhale, lift, lengthen the kneecap away, open across the chest. Exhale, round the knee to the nose. Inhale, last time. Exhale, knee to nose. And release, flex the toes. Repeat on the other side, lift that left leg as high as you can, squeeze your belly, open across your chest. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift up. Last time, knee to nose. And release, flex your toes. Opening across the chest. Gently flex both feet again. Lift your right leg high, open across the chest, and lift your left arm. So opposite leg and arms. So you're lifting, and then point the back leg away, open across the chest. One more breath, and release. Squeeze your belly, flex your right toes, bend your left knee, reach your right arm up and out in front, and then take your left leg away, open across the chest, squeeze your belly. Think about that space across the front of your body. And release. Rest onto the back of the feet and take a couple of breaths in child's pose. One more breath. This time, keep the knees nice and wide to begin with, and we're going to round the spine, arching the spine, drop the pelvis forwards and lift up open through the chest. Exhale, round the spine, pull back. Inhale, arch the spine, drop the pelvis, lift the chest. Again, just rippling and rounding. Really make sure you push the spine up as high as you can, and then drop the pelvis down, lift the knees, engage the thighs. Exhale. Again, this pose might be tight for your spine, in which case just round the spine and come as far forwards as you can. It might just be a little bit, but make sure your chest is coming forwards. Then if you can go deeper, then work a little deeper. If not, just make this movement really small. So we're arching, pelvis starts to drop forwards and then comes back. So you might kind of do that much more sort of smaller movement. If not, keep working a little deeper, open across the chest. One more time. Make sure you're not overworking the knees, keep the thighs engaged. And again, release. Drop the forehead down and bring your hands behind you. Breathing into the wrists, into the neck, into the shoulders. So this time we're going to work a little harder. We're going to come up onto all fours, turn onto the toes, come into downward dog. As always, 5 breaths here. Stretch your right heel and left heel down so your legs eventually become ready for the full pose. Make sure you're spreading your fingers and pulling the hips behind you. Give the head a shake. Squeezing your belly, pressing then both heels down towards the floor, keeping the legs as straight as you can. One more breath. Exhale, gently release. Drop down onto your knees. Spread your fingers. Stretch your right leg back and then your left leg. And we'll come into plank. So then from here, we're going to drop the knees down, press onto the tops of the feet and come up into a high cobra. But gently, not too strong, lift up. Drop the knees down. Open across the chest. Keep moving. Squeeze your belly, lift the hips high. Drop the knees down. Opening. Squeeze and strengthen. Exhale, open. One more time, squeeze and release. Squeeze, lift up, and then come all the way back into downward dog without moving the position of your hands and feet. Your heels probably won't touch, but that's fine. Then from here, downward dog to plank. Downward dog, stretch. Exhale to plank, strengthen. Downward dog, warming the body up, exhale, plank. Downward dog, plank. Downward dog, plank. And release. Rest back into child's pose. Give the wrists a shake and soften. Let your head hang heavy. Broaden across your spine. Breathing here. Let the head rock from right to left, letting go of the neck and the shoulders. And then gently slide your arms out in front of you. And again, come back up into plank. So push your heels away, keep that position, squeeze your belly round the upper spine ever so slightly. Come back into downward dog. And then come forwards, back into plank, drop the knees, and gently come to cobra. Lift up, come back to downward dog, come to plank, knees down, press into the tops of the feet, up to cobra. If this is too strong, we can go from downward dog to plank, knees down, and then drop the body all the way down, come to sphinx, press into your hands, Press onto your knees, down, knees, all the way down, lift the Sphinx, drop down, knees, downward dog. Keep working with that. Plank, knees, down. Let's all do this just for a little bit while we're getting used to these rounds. Squeeze, lift, and lengthen. If you want to take it further, we're going to come from downward dog, plank, and then drop the pelvis down, but without letting the knees stay in contact. And then lift back to downward dog. Plank, drop the pelvis open through the chest. Lift up. So again, just rounding and warming the spine up. Keep your core strong. Moving a little more flowingly through, maybe not stopping, into that plank position, so you're allowing the spine to open. Again, if this is too strong, plank, knees, all the way down, Sphinx. Hands, knees, downward dog, knees, down, Sphinx. Keep working with this. Woohoo! And bring your mat with you. Take one more breath and then gently release. Give the wrist a shake and let the head roll down onto the floor. Again, resting the body here. Take 2 more breaths. Softening, as always. I'll wake my screen back up again. So, on your next exhalation, gently come back up onto a forward. Squeeze your belly, looking forwards. Turn onto your toes, lift back to downward dog. Spread your fingers, lengthen the spine, give the head a shake. Inhale, right leg high. Bring your right leg in front, drop your left knee down. Reach your arms all the way up and back, so you're really opening through the chest. Exhale down, right leg back. Left leg high. Left leg in front, right knee down, open across the chest, reach those arms as far back as you can, make sure the knee is in line. Hands down, repeat this 3 times. Downward dog, right leg high, left knee down, open across the chest, reach those arms as far back as you can, and release. Downward dog, left leg high, step in front, right knee down, lifting all the way up. Exhale, move with the breath. One more round each side. Right leg high, right leg in front. Arms all the way up, open across the chest. And release. Left leg high, all the way in front. Drop your right knee down. Arms all the way up. And release. Downward dog. This time, right leg high, right leg in front. Drop your knee down. Clasp your fingers behind you if you can. As always, if you can't, then just point your fingers back like you're trying to really sort of open across the front of the chest. If you can, reach those hands far back as you can, and then lift and lengthen. Exhale. Tuck your chin. Release. Downward dog. Left leg high. Left leg in front. We're just doing one of these. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you do 3. Pelvis down. Clasp your fingers behind or point the fingers back. Open across the chest, reach the arms behind you. Lifting, looking towards the corner of the ceiling. Exhale, tuck your chin, press into your hands. One more breath. Exhale, release. Drop your knees down. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale, lift your head. Walk your hands round to the left, drop your head down and keep that right hand as flat down on the floor as you can. Inhale, lift up. Come round to the left again, to the right, this time left hand is flat down on the floor, squeeze your belly. Exhale, lifting up, come back. And up onto all fours. So, we're going to ripple the spine a little more. We're going to come back and we're going to be in child's pose. So there's 2 options. You can take it softer, so you can come up through tabletop, and again drop the pelvis down so you're in a low cobra, and then pull the pelvis back and come back. So you can sort of rock forwards, so you come down, you're nice and low, elbows are coming in, not out to the side. and then push and pull. The important thing is that you're coming back with the belly strong to your lower spine. So what tends to happen is we're in this position and then we do this kind of sort of wriggle and put loads of pressure on the shoulders. So think about that movement. Hands coming forwards, come up, pelvis down, keep low. Squeeze your belly to your spine and come back. Forwards, pelvis down and low. Squeeze your belly and back. If you want to take it further, we're going to squeeze the belly and we're going to bring the nose towards the floor, lift up and come a little higher. And then squeeze your belly round the spine, come back. Squeeze the belly, lifting and rippling through the spine. Exhale, arch, and keep moving. Inhale, as much as you can. The important thing is elbows come towards the body, not out to the side to hunch the shoulders. Squeeze the belly and round. 2 more times. Lift up. Exhale, round your spine. Or again, tabletop, pelvis down, head looking forwards. Squeeze and round. And let's take a rest. Again, hands behind you and give the wrists a wriggle. Softening here. Exhale, gently release. Now we'll go in reverse. So coming in reverse, the last part is the slightly harder part because we have to work the arms a bit harder. So again, as always, keep your core strong, keep your belly engaging. So we'll come from child's pose. We're going to arch the spine, similar to what we were just doing. We're going to come up either into a full cobra, or, if that's not comfortable, as always, arch the spine, drop down, and come into a low cobra. And then from here, push and pull back. What is easier is, if you arch the spine, start to drop the pelvis forwards and come up into a sort of quite high position, and then squeeze your belly and pull back. So you're kind of not going too far and you're coming back. If you want to go further and you start coming quite low, again, press into the tops of the feet. Elbows are not going to come out. They're going to press into the ribs and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push all the way back. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, cobra. Start to lower and push all the way back as you exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep moving, arching the spine. Pelvis dropping down, rolling, push, and lengthen back. Arch the spine, careful with the neck and the shoulders. If any of this starts to feel uncomfortable, take it back to the slightly easier option. Arch the spine, pelvis starts to drop, and then comes back. Just making sure that you're leading with the belly and the pelvis as one, instead of kind of rippling really strongly through the whole body. Squeeze. Let's just do one more. And again, release. This time come up into lightning bolt position, pressing into the knees and the thighs. Squeezing your abdominals, give the wrists a shake. And again, gently soften your neck and your shoulders, let your hands rest onto your thighs, closing your eyes. Release your neck, let the head roll from the right to the left. Just taking a couple of movements, making sure you're letting go around the thoracic and the cervical spine. And then from here, gently come forwards onto all fours and then step into plank. Spreading your fingers, pushing your heels away. 3 breaths here. Squeeze your belly, looking forwards, push your heels directly behind you. 1 more breath here. Make sure the breath is slow. And then as you exhale, knees down, lower the body all the way down. Keep lifting keep pressing into your hands and then lift your right leg and pull the right leg back. Press into your hands, lift the left leg and pull the left leg back. Press into both of your feet as much as you can and engage your thighs. This should stop your pelvis from being in your pelvis, your knees. You want your pelvis to be in contact, you don't want your knees to be in contact. And then come onto your elbows, come onto your forearms. So you're pressing down into the ground, pressing into your hands and your fingers, and you're opening across the chest. Already, hopefully, the spine feels nice and warm. Squeezing your belly, opening here. Stay here for 5 breaths. Press into the tops of the feet. The legs will have got bored. They'll have stopped working, so engage. Press the feet, engage the thighs, lift the kneecaps, push the pelvis. Engage your abdominals to lengthen your spine. Again, stay here for 2 more breaths. My screen's going dark and the light is changing. So just take 1 more breath here. And then from here, gently slide your elbows a little further away so you're propped a little lower down. Then keep lifting, so lift your elbows off if you can. If that's already too strong, then keep the elbows down. Reach your right arm up like you're trying to touch in front of you, and then lift up like you're trying to touch the ceiling. Exhale down. Left arm up, lift, 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 and down. Press into your feet, use your legs, squeeze your belly. Support your lumbar spine with your abdominals. Lift up and release. Keep your jaw and your forehead soft. Lift up and release. Keep working, moving. Really think about trying to touch diagonally away from your fingertips. Inhale. Maybe each time you might find you can bring your hands a little closer to your body to arch your spine a little higher. Breathing. Keep engaging your core. If you feel any tension or pain in the lower spine, come lower and just do a little low down movement down here. Maybe even lower. Let the ribs rest and just one and then the other. If you can work a little further, as always, work with your limits. Lift a little higher. Keep moving with the breath. Keep the shoulders releasing. Take 1 more breath, make sure we do both sides evenly. And then let's release, slowly softening all the way down. Rest your head, let the hips rock, make sure you're not overworking the glutes. And then gently release, bring the legs back together because they may have crept away. Lift the head and look forwards. Bring your hands behind you and clasp your fingers and see if you can then lift the body up off the floor, not the whole body. That would be nice. And then squeeze your belly, press into the tops of the feet, looking forwards, open across the chest. 1 more breath. Lift the arms a little higher. 1 more breath. Reach the hands away, let go of the fingers. 1 more breath here. Bring the hands out in front and lift. 1 more breath. And release. Press into your hands. Lift up to a half cobra, shoulders coming back. If you can come into a full cobra, come back up into a full cobra. Just seeing how the spine's feeling, pressing into your hands, into your fingers. 1 more breath. Let's twist to the left. And then twist to the right. Come back to the center. Look up to the ceiling. And tuck your chin to your chest. And slowly roll all the way down. Pull your pelvis back, press into your hands. And draw your nose as close in towards your knees as you can. Rounding the spine in the other direction. Grab hold of your heels and squeeze. One more breath. And then really slowly rounding your spine. All the way back up. Bring those shoulders up to your ears. And then let those shoulders drop down. Again, give the head a little shake, and give the shoulders a little shake. And release. Coming around into a cross-legged position. And just whatever's most comfortable. And we'll just gently twist. So bring your right hand onto your left knee, twist. Keep your belly engaged, your spine lifting tall. And look over your left shoulder. Exhale, release. Twist and look over your right shoulder. Avoid leaning into the back to twist. Keep your spine in line with your pelvis. Take 1 more breath. Come back to the center. Open across the chest. And we'll just do a quick counter pose to release the spine. Have the knees bending with the feet flexed. Reach your arms out in front of you and draw your belly so your belly comes onto your thighs. So you're reaching forwards and then grab hold of your feet. So in this position, We're not trying to sort of get into a full forward fold. We're thinking about rounding the spine as we've just kind of opened it all the way out the other way. So just to counteract any tension in the lower back, keep the belly in contact with the thighs, and then stay here. So then start to round a little more and let the head hang down. Keeping in this position, keep pressing. Staying here for at least 10 breaths. If you are comfortable and you feel like it's doing enough, stay with this. If you want to take it a little further, you reach the heels a little further in front, but don't bring the legs so that they're flat, because we're constantly trying to keep the belly in contact with the thighs. Letting the head roll down. Breathing here. Make sure again the shoulders aren't hugging the ears. Keep releasing and opening across the chest. Have the elbows rolling around towards the thighs, towards the calves. Let the head hang down. 3 more breaths. Again, if you feel you can work a little further, start to take those legs just a little further. Really push the thighs towards the belly and the belly into the thighs. And on your next exhalation, gently release. Slowly lift the body all the way up. And turn onto your heels. Press onto like you're trying to push the toes away. Bring your hands behind you with the fingers pointing in front. Any wrist issues, then press onto the fist. Bring the hands back, elbows coming towards the ribs, and then lift the pelvis as high as you can, opening the chest, looking up towards the ceiling. Keep trying to reach the body a little higher, like you're doing a plank but in reverse. Squeeze your belly, lift it a little higher. 1 more breath, lift a little higher, and then gently release. Hug your knees, wrap your arms around your legs, and soften. Lift your head, and then again gently come into a nice cross-legged position. Have a little wriggle of the shoulders, a little wriggle of the neck, and again maybe 1 more little twist, just to release any last tension in the lower spine or maybe even the upper spine. And then release. Keep lifting the spine really nice and tall. Bring your hands a little further back so your chest is still nice and open, and close your eyes. 3 breaths here. Feeling into the work we've done with the spine, the movements we've made, the effect it has on your chest, your belly, your pelvis, your legs, your arms, your fingers, the whole body working even as we focus on one area. Thank you very much, as always. Hope you enjoyed the session, and have a lovely rest of your day.